Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita Study Circle. We are in session number 98. We are getting close to the 100th session. So, another just 2 weeks more to celebrate our 100th session. And we are right now discussing chapter 9, which is one of the very, very important chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, is one of the very essential topics that have been discussed in chapter 9, the very intricate topics of Lord Krishna, where Krishna himself is revealing about him. That's why it's called the most confidential knowledge, the Rajvidya, Rajguhyam. So it's very, very special knowledge. And this is the chapter where you can understand Krishna personally, because he's the personal Lord. He is actually expressing himself very personally to to Arjuna. And this is the verse that we are discussing right now, verse number 26, is the very, very wonderful, very special verse, because that is where Krishna is telling that how it is easy to understand and worship Krishna compared to all the other devatas. Isn't it? We have discussed a little bit of that. But before we actually begin the session, let's start our session with the pranam mantras as we do every time. So the pranam mantras will be displayed on the screen. So kindly join your palms and you can all chant along with me. Let's dedicate the session to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON and my beloved spiritual master. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back once again to the Bhagavad Gita Study Circle. So in the previous session, we had discussed some aspects of this very important verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तद अहम भक्ति उपहृतम अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः. There are few more important discussions to be done in this particular verse because there are so many wonderful meanings that this verse gives us. So, hence, it becomes important for all of us to dive deeper into this subject matter because this is ultimately boiled to one thing, that is, how do we practically apply Krishna consciousness in our daily life? So, this is a very practical verse for all the sadhakas. And I think that's why understanding this verse is very important. So, when we do any devotional service and we have this as a background, then it helps us to progress very quickly in our Krishna consciousness. So, in the previous verse, we understood the different meanings of Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. We also understood that what kind of flowers we are supposed to offer and what kind of leaves we are supposed to offer and what not also. So there were certain things which are mentioned in the Agni Purana, which are mentioned in the Varaha Purana, Narsimha Purana, which clearly describes what are the wonderful flowers which are really liked by the Lord. So he also has some likes and dislikes. So we can offer certain things to him. And if you don't actually properly follow or offer him anything that you wish, then also we understood that how Vara Purana says that there are certain types of punishment that you are given if you don't worship the Lord properly, right? So you have to become a goat for 8 years. You have to become an ox for 12 years. You can become a cat for 3 years. So like that, we have discussed many different aspects like that. How if you don't offer things properly to the Lord, then it might actually get you in trouble. So we don't have to be scared, but at the same time, the Shastras also give us a nice solutions upon that. And we also understood that how Patram just does not refer to the leaf, but it also refers to all the devotional writings that you do, Patra, that also is a Patra. Pushpam also, we understood it's not just a flower that we get in the plants, but also the Bhava Pushpa. We discussed about the 8 types of Bhava Pushpas. Uh, so, Daya, Ahimsa, all these are different Bhava Pushpas that we understood. And Phalam, of course, Phalam also refers to uh, the karma phala, the moksha phala, and ultimately everything that we do and we get result. That result of that also can be artha phala. Artha is also a phala that can be offered to the Lord. And toyam also means the karma. Every karma that we are doing, our dinacharya should be completely offered to the Supreme Lord. So now further, there are some more very important things which Krishna wants to describe. And Krishna very interestingly says that any of these things, if you offer, patram pushpam phalam toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati, out of his love and affection for us, he is very kind. He is giving us the most simplest things uh, for worship. So it becomes very easy for all of us to offer and become his devotee, irrespective of your material conditions. Whether you are rich, you are poor, doesn't really matter because Patram, Pushpam, Pholam, Toyam are universally available anywhere. So that way it becomes Krishna is accessible to all of us, irrespective of your our material condition, isn't it? So wonderful it is. So for Krishna, what really matters is the bhakti, but it really doesn't matter for him what you offer. The dravya is not important. Dravya means the objects that you offer to Krishna is not really important. What you actually offer to Krishna and what he is interested is in the bhakti. That's why Krishna is saying, Yome bhaktya prayachati. And Krishna is actually really interested in your bhava. He's really interested in the kind of feelings that you have for him and not anything else. Dravya. To display this particular quality, this particular verse, Krishna has practically demonstrated in the Bhagavatam. There is a very beautiful pastime that comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. and Prabhupada has also included that in the Krishna book. The story of the Viprapatnis, the wives of the learned Brahmanas. So once Krishna, Balaram, and all the Gopas, they went into the forest herding the cows, and after a while, they all became very tired and hungry, and then Krishna could actually understand that his friends are hungry, and they all started, especially Madhumangal. He eats a lot, so he said, Krishna, now we are really tired, we want some food. And then Krishna says, okay, looks like there is some ashram nearby, and there is yagna that is going on. So I think it's good that if you go and get some food from there. So this Gopas, the Sakas of Krishna, they all go there. And Krishna has specifically told them, you go and tell that Krishna has come and we are all very hungry, please give us food. And when the Sakas, the Gopas, they go to this Brahmanas, they are busy chanting the Vedic mantras, very learned Brahmanas, they are not ordinary Brahmanas. They know the principles of the Vedas, and they know all the injunctions of the Vedas, very qualified Brahmanas, and they are busy in their yagna, chanting different mantras, offering different things. And as per the Vedic tradition, we cannot give food to anybody before the Purna Ahuti. The final offering that is being put into the yagna is called Purna Ahuti. And before putting that Purna Ahuti, doing that Purna Ahuti, we cannot actually distribute food. Now, when the Gopas, they come and actually ask these Brahmanas, please give us a food. Now, this knowledge which they have is stopping them. They say that the knowledge of the Vedas is stopping them from giving, because they know that, oh, they're confused in the sense that, okay, Krishna, they know it's a Supreme Personality of Godhead, but at the same time, here they are thinking that, oh, how can we offer, because Krishna, as per the Vedas, we cannot offer anything. So should we break the law or we should not break the law? you know so sometimes you see how knowledge also becomes a impediment for us to offer that free flow of devotional services checked by knowledge itself sometimes. But when they did not give the food, then Krishna's friends, all the Sakas, they came back to Krishna and they told, they are not ready to give us anything. So what do we do now? We are very hungry. Krishna says, now you go to the Brahmana Patnis, all the wives, of these Brahmanas. They will definitely give you, I guarantee you, go. And then all these boys, these Sakas, they go and they tell that, Krishna, Balaram, and we all are here. And we are very hungry, and Krishna wants some food, and we all want some food. Immediately, all these Viprapatnis, they were so much in devotion and love with Krishna, because they had only heard about him, all the different pastimes that he is performing. And they, just by hearing about Krishna, they were very attracted, and they were constantly contemplating about Krishna. And moment they got to know that yes, now Krishna has come, they all started running towards Krishna, taking all the food that they had. And all of them, they go and actually offer wonderful foodstuffs to Krishna, Balaram, and then all the Sakhas. And Bhagavatam also mentions about one Viprapatni who was just about to go with the food. Her husband comes and, he drags her inside and puts her into the room and locks her up. And she starts weeping, and with that desperation to actually offer something, she is so much in anxiety, she's crying, and she could not offer anything. She's thinking that how unfortunate I am, that all these Viprapatnis, all my different other gopis have gone to offer something. They are so fortunate they could see Krishna and personally offer something to Krishna. But whereas me, I'm so unfortunate, I've committed so many sinful activities, I did not get a chance, and I'm here locked up now, and I could not offer. Krishna has rejected me. She feels like that in that separation. She is constantly crying, and in fact, she gives up her life in that separation. Now, the beauty here is Krishna, who accepted all the offering from the Viprapatnis, all of them, they got moksha. All of them got liberated. And that Viprapatni who could not, Krishna gave her personal darshan in her own home, and then gives her also moksha. Why I'm saying this is, Krishna got something from some people and he did not get something. Although she could not offer anything, still she got the ultimate benefit as same as what others had given, had got by giving something to Krishna. So Krishna is not saying what you give me. Krishna is saying what kind of bhakti do you have for me? And if you have that kind of a bhakti, whether you offer or you don't offer, I will accept and I will give you actually that moksha. So very interesting, isn't it? So Krishna is not interested actually in what we give to him. What he's interested is what kind of a bhakti. That's why in this verse, bhakti word is used twice. Twice it is being used here. Just see, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. This is the first pada of the shloka. Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Bhaktya. Tad aham bhakti upaharatam. See, in one single verse, Krishna is talking about bhakti twice. He's mentioning about bhakti. That means we can understand that how Krishna is so much interested in bhakti and not what the things that we are offering to him. It really doesn't matter to Krishna. So, and when any devotee, when he offers any simple things like this, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, with bhakti to Krishna, Krishna in another place, he says that य संप्रयुक्तस्य युः एकांत गति बुद्धिभिः ता सर्व शिरसा देवः प्रतिगृणाति वै स्वयं. Which means if any devotee offers anything to Krishna, Krishna will take that offering and keep on his head, and because that is out of love, somebody has offered him, he takes that offering onto his head, keeps that on his head, and he proclaims to the whole world, oh, see, my bhakta has given me something like this. Oh, see, my bhakta has given me this. See, he has offered me something like this. So Krishna becomes so pleased when somebody offers him anything as simple as like a leaf with love and devotion. He keeps that on his head. So to please Krishna is very easy and so simple. You can offer him anything. The best example, another example that Bhagavatam gives is the story of Kuchela, Sudama, the Sudama Vipra. The poor Brahmana has nothing, practically poverty stricken, absolutely bankrupt completely, has nothing in his hand. Children are hungry, wife is hungry, all are, have become very weak and lean. Nothing they have at home. So this Patni, the wife of Sudama, she says, see, we really don't care about our body, but we have children. And as a grihastha, it is your duty to give us some shelter and protection. And you have such a wonderful friend. Krishna is your friend. He's your schoolmate. I'm not asking that ask for big wealth or something, but at least for our daily food, something, daily maintenance, we need something. So please go and ask him. Probably he will definitely help you because he's your friend. Now, Sudama, he has lot of love and devotion for Krishna, and Krishna, he has heard so much about Krishna now. He knows that he is a king in Dwarka, and he has some hesitation. Should I really go to Krishna to ask something? But he thinks that, okay, at least with this reason, I'll go and see Krishna. At least I will have a darshan of Krishna. And then when he's thinking like that, he decided to go. Then the wife says, okay, you don't go empty handed, take this chipped rice. And dry chipped rice, nothing, dry chipped rice, little bit, just a palm full of chipped rice in a cloth she ties, and she gives, and nothing is there in the home, nothing, all the dabbas are khali. That little chipped rice she gives and tells Sudama, please give it to him, your friend. And while Sudama is going, he's constantly remembering all the different things that they have done in the Gurukul, because both of them studied in the same Gurukul of Sandipni Muni. And they have done a lot of activities as they were children. And they keep going. And then finally, he goes to Dwarka. And at Dwarka, when the Dwarpalakas, they see this Vipra, and they immediately inform Krishna that some Brahmana has come with torn clothes and he's totally poor, in a wretched condition, and he says that he is your friend. Krishna personally comes running to the main gate to receive Sudama. Everybody in Dwarka is shocked because Krishna, he's worshipped by everyone there in Dwarka, but Krishna here personally is coming and bringing this Vipra, this Sudama, to his palace. It was very shocking. And then this Sudama is just by looking at Krishna, he's overwhelmed with joy seeing his friend. Krishna not just brings him, he actually hugs him. And Sudama is trembling with joy. And then Krishna brings him and takes him to his personal quarters, makes him sit on his own personal bed, the soft cushioned bed, and Sudama is sitting, and Krishna is personally washing his feet because Krishna knows that he's not an ordinary Brahmana, he is a great devotee. And Krishna is personally washing his feet. Satyabhama, Rukmini, they are all astonished. Krishna is doing so much of seva. They seeing all this, they go and bring chamara. My husband, he's worshipping this Brahmana. Why are we here like this? Let's go and bring some chamara, and they start doing this chamara to Sudama Vipra, fanning Sudama. Can you imagine Lakshmi? Swayam Lakshmi is doing this to Sudama. What kind of a great devotee he is. And then Krishna also, he nicely takes care of him, gives him new clothes, gives him nice foodstuffs and everything. So nice hospitality, Krishna. In fact, Krishna is teaching us how to actually give hospitality to devotees and great brahmanas. And then all these things happen. He's hesitating. He doesn't want to ask because after seeing Krishna, he got the greatest wealth. What more do we want? Because Sudama is thinking that I really don't need anything. And at the same time, Krishna knows very clearly what actually he's come for. His intentions are all very clear to Krishna. But Krishna is also not asking, okay, Sudama, do you want anything? Krishna is not asking that at all. Krishna is not asking anything like this because he wants to see what Sudama's reaction will be. So it's all suspense. So Sudama doesn't know. He doesn't want to ask. And Krishna is also not asking. And then finally, Krishna is asking, okay, Sudama, you come all the way. What did you bring for me? Now, he's hesitating because that hesitation is there because I cannot offer anything wonderful to Krishna. That chipped rice is there, but how can I give to the king of Dwaraka this dry chipped rice? And Krishna gets to know, he immediately takes up that bag. Oh, what is there in this? Okay, let me check. And then he sees that the chipped rice is there. He starts eating that chipped rice. And he says, oh, Sudama, this is so tasty. Krishna eats all palatable dishes cooked by Rukmini and Satyabhama, and he's eating this chipped rice and saying, oh, it's so tasty. I've never tasted anything like this before. So Sudama is in tears. He's thinking, what a wonderful personality this Krishna is. I'm giving him chipped rice and saying it is tasty. I know how tasty it is. Sudama is thinking within himself, it is not tasty at all. And Krishna is about to eat the whole thing. Rukmini and Satyabhama, they come and stop. Please, enough. Krishna, you have eaten this much. Just by eating this much, this Brahmana has given you so much now. And we have to be, personally go at his home if you eat the whole thing. So give this to us and we will distribute to everyone. Because Lakshmi is thinking if Krishna eats the whole thing, then we have to personally be present with Sudama all the time. Lakshmi is thinking like that. Just by eating little, he's already got more than what he is required. So Lakshmi, Satyabhama, they take that and then distribute to everyone that little chipped rice that he had got. Then Krishna says, okay, all right, very nice, he stayed, everything, and Sudama is going back. He did not ask anything. And while going back, Sudama is thinking, oh, actually, I did not ask anything. Krishna also did not anyway ask. I think Krishna knows that if he gives me anything, I may become puffed up. I may become egoistic by getting all the wealth. And he knows that probably I'll be, getting these unwanted negative thoughts in my mind, and I may actually get deviated from my devotion to him. That's why Krishna did not give me anything. See, Sudama's thought, he's thinking that, oh, if I get wealth, I may forget Krishna, and Krishna knows this, that's why he has not given me anything. And he goes back thinking like this. If we go to temple and we offer something to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I have this list, that list, and this so many big lists we have. And we keep telling to Krishna about the big list that we have. And if Krishna does not fulfill, okay, Krishna, Abhinay, I don't want to worship you. I'll go to Shiva, I'll go to Ganesha. People are like that. So They want in return something. That is how we worship the Lord. But Sudama is not like that. So Sudama is thinking that, okay, if I get wealth, I may actually forget Krishna. And that actually happens. Many devotees, when they get wealth, there is a chance that we may forget seeing the allurement and all the comforts, we may forget Krishna. And then Krishna takes away all the wealth sometimes from the devotees. Sudama goes back, and then the situation is changed. Now his hut is gone. There's a big palace, and his wife and children, they all come, and he's not able to recognize that because they have become so beautiful. And in this just few weeks of his stay, Krishna has built everything. He did not ask. Sudama did not ask. Krishna did not ask him directly what you want, but still everything was provided. Why? Because Sudama's bhakti. So, why should we even ask anything from Krishna? Krishna already knows what we want and what is best for us. We don't have to ask anything. He will anyway give. If that is needed and if that is required, Krishna knows how to maintain. When parents they beget children, all the needs, necessities, the requirements of the child is taken care by the parents because parents have given birth. They know what is the necessity, how to maintain a child. They will automatically know. They know that the child needs these things, that concern is there, and they will take care. They know how to maintain a child. Krishna is the Pita of the whole world, universe. He knows how to maintain us. He knows what is required for us. We don't have to ask him. So just a little, and then Krishna is ready to give everything. Actually, there is a beautiful pastime of this Sudama, why he became so, uh, you know, poor and all that, because actually Sandipani Muni's wife once had given, some chipped rice, this avalakki, was given for both Krishna and Sudama when they were going to forest. But then what happened? Due to the storm, this Sudama actually could not. They got separated, and Sudama could not give anything to Krishna. It was this all this alaki with him, and he was so hungry that he ate even Krishna's portion, and that is why he had to be in a poverty-stricken condition for a long time. This is one aspect of it, but there's also another story that this Sudama Vipra was in his previous life was another Brahmana called Tarana, very poor again, very tough situation, but because he had worshipped Lord Vishnu and he had got a benediction, he got a lot of wealth. And he could not offer anything when he was not having anything in his hand, no money, nothing. But just because he worshipped, he started getting a lot of wealth in his previous life, this Tarana Brahmana. And then all these great saints who had told him to worship Krishna, they had come again, who had advised him to give nice, uh, do a lot of nice worship to Krishna. They had again come after getting wealth, and then this Tarana Brahmana did not give them proper food. See, when he was not having anything, he gave them some sesame seeds and few things like that, and they were very happy that time just receiving some sesame seeds because they know his condition is weak. But when he got so much money, and then he tells his wife, "No, no, you give them the same sesame seeds." Then they became very upset, and because of that, they cursed him that you will again be born as poverty stricken in the next life. So that is how this Tarana Brahmana again he had become Sudama, staying in a poverty stricken situation. Of course, now with Krishna, everything was blessed. So the point here is Krishna is very, very simple to please. And Krishna is not saying that you offer me patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. All of them, nothing like that. He's saying even one of these things, if you offer, that is enough for me. Anyat purnat apam kumbhat, anyet padavane janat, anyat kushala samprashnat, nache ittasi, nache ittashi Janardana. He's saying that I don't need anything more. Even just one patram, you offer enough. Pushpam, you offer enough. Phalam, enough. Or toyam. Any one of these things enough. Out of love and devotion, if you offer water, that is more than enough. It is said it is equivalent. Krishna says it is equivalent to Amrita Out of devotion, if you offer water to Krishna, it becomes nectar for him. Amrutopahara Mahanevedyam. It is said that it becomes water becomes Amruta. So very interesting. And Krishna, similar thing, similar verse is mentioned in another Dharma Shastra, another scripture. Very similar. It is said, Patreshu Pushpeshu Phaleshu Toyeshu Akritalabheshu Sadaiva Satsu Bhakte Kalabhya Purushe Purane Mukte Kimartam Kriyate Na Yatnaha. Same, Patreshu Pushpeshu Phaleshu Toyeshu Akritalabheshu. Very important. Akritalabheshu. Krita means that which you purchase by giving money is called krita. Akrita means that which you get without paying anything is called akrita labbeshu. Patram pushpam phalam toyam is something that you can offer without purchasing. Actually, Krishna wants something which is not purchased. You don't have to even purchase. Akrita labbeshu. Actually, just imagine Krishna is giving these simple things which can be freely available. All these are freely available. And now somebody says, "No, I don't have time to go and pluck from the garden," or we don't have garden anyway because we are in a apartment structure these days. So people don't have gardens, and people have a lot of money. So people think that okay, I can just go get some money and I'll purchase something, and I'll purchase flowers, fruits, everything, and then I will purchase an offer to Krishna. Krishna says, "No, I don't want that." He's saying, "Akritalabheshu." Now, if you think that you have a lot of money, instead of directly buying from the market, you have your own little pots, plant some nice flowering plants, and then have them give them proper manure, water them, and take care of them. You get some flowers, and then you offer. That becomes akrita labheju, akrita pushpa. It will happen. That is such a nice thing. You are offering. Why it is akrita? Because you are producing the flower. That means you are putting your chesta, you are endeavoring, you are doing some kriya for the Lord. Giving money and getting something is very easy. But when you involve like this, it becomes very personal. Krishna likes it. For example, Yashoda Maya also, she could have easily got butter from anywhere, but she churns the butter for Krishna. She personally does that and then gives to Krishna. And Krishna loves that like anything. It's so wonderful. Personal involvement is there. So Krishna is saying, you offer me these things. Now just imagine if you have to do this, if we think that, yes, I want to have a garden of myself, and then I will offer my flowers to Krishna, then so many things will fall into place. If everybody starts thinking like this, then they think that, okay, now I have to protect soil automatically because I need to have a garden. I need to take care of the Vana. Krishna is Vanapriya. So I need to take care of the flowers, the plants, and the trees, right? Just by having this consciousness that I have to offer one flower and leaf to Krishna, you're also automatically becoming an environmentalist because now you know that okay, this season this particular flower and fruits will come. This season, I have to offer only these kind of things. Even the change in seasons, everything automatically. The people in the Vedic times, they knew everything so nicely. They were connected so closely to nature because they knew that, oh, everything is supposed to be offered to Krishna, and to offer we need to have all these things. So everything was personalized. Just see, they did not exploit nature. They were so connected to nature. Now, just imagine the depth, the kind of foresight that Krishna has just in telling this one verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, can also make you an environmentalist, thinking about the environment. Because you have to take care of the environment if you have to offer flowers and fruits and leaves to Krishna. Just see. So Krishna is, he doesn't simply speak Bhagavad Gita. He is very practical. If we understand all this in depth, the world will be so peaceful, very, very peaceful. We'll be so much in line with the nature. We will understand the nature much better just by understanding this one verse. So when we offer flowers also, these flowers, what kind of flowers? You will automatically wake up early in the morning now, because you have to offer flowers which are fresh, because the flowers, if you pluck them in the afternoon time, suppose 12 noon, then because of sunlight they'll all become dry, and you cannot offer those flowers. So you have to wake up early morning and pick up the fresh flowers early in the morning and offer those fresh flowers to Krishna. So automatically you're waking up early in the morning now. And then you cannot keep them in some cloth, and these days all this plastic comes up. You will have everything so proper. You cannot, people these days bring flowers, they put it in a kerchief and they bring some flowers to offer to Krishna. All this is, improper way of offering something to Krishna. So all these things are so interconnected, right? So patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, all akritalabheshu. And again, he's a bhakte kalabhya purushe purane, mukte kimartam kriyate na yatnaha. So very easily these things are available, and we really don't have to offer anything big to Krishna. What he needs is only the bhakti. Now, patra also, like earlier in the last session, we discussed that how patra can refer to the letter or any Vedic literature. Similarly, patra in the Vedic Gurukul system, the education system that they had earlier, the Gurukul way of education, in learning Sanskrit, they used to have another meaning for patra. So they used to have words, and a sentence with 32 words, a sentence with 32 words was called pada. And such 20 numbers, such sentences with 32 syllables, 32 words, in 20 numbers, into 20, becomes one patra. Like today we say a paragraph, a page. Those days, that was not the way of measuring letters or anything. That it was a different system altogether. So that time, they used to offer patra. Oh, okay, I read one patra today. I read two patra today. Means this is how those many stanzas, those many lines they have read. So that was the Vedic. So when you read every day, these many patras, that becomes an offering to the Lord. Now, very interestingly, another important thing that we should know is many homes we have seen that the puja room will have one book stand, and there'll be some Vedic scripture, the Ramayana, Mahabharata, any Purana or Bhagavad Gita. So they will keep. So every day when we actually turn those pages and we read one or two pages every day, that system still exists in India in some homes, then what is happening? It's an offering of patra, patreshu. When you read, you do the swadhyaya. Swadhyaya, reading itself, is an offering of patra to the Lord. Swadhyaya yagna it is called. So reading is very essential. We all should read. When we read, we get a lot of knowledge. And that knowledge, that divine knowledge, when we get, that becomes an offering to Krishna. See, patreshu, you're offering a patra. Very, very special. You become learned. When you have that knowledge and you offer that knowledge back in the service of Krishna, it becomes patra. There's a very, very, again, nice pastime that comes in the Bhagavatam again. It is also sometimes called as Shrutadeva Bahulashva Upakhyana. So there was a very great devotee called Shrutadeva, and Shrutadeva was a poor Brahmana. So many times people ask also, and when we read the scriptures also, it is always mentioned a poor Brahmana. We'll never see that in the scriptures it is a rich Brahmana. It is always a poor Brahmana. It is mentioned as mm, uh, Daridra Brahmana. It is many times they say mentioned as Daridra Brahmana. So Brahmanas are also most of the time Daridra. Daridra means they are very, they don't have a lot of money. That is Daridra Brahmana they are called. So this Brahmana, this Shrutadeva, was not a rich Brahmana, it's a poor Brahmana, but Shrutadeva. I mean, Shrutadeva, he got this name because he was a very expert in Veda Dhyana. He had learned a lot of Vedas, and so much he had churned the scriptures. That's why he became Shrutadeva. And he used to uh, educate. His only business was learn Vedas, teach Vedas, learn Vedas, and teach Vedas. So much he used to do that. And there was another king, a very rich person called Bahulashwa. Bahulashwa means Bahu Ashwa. Ashwa means horses, and one who has a lot of horses is called Bahulashwa. He had lots of horses, and lots of horses means lot of wealth. In the Vedic time, if you have lots of cows, it's wealth. If you have lots of horses, it's wealth. If you have a lot of elephants, you are a very rich person. If you have a lot of children, you are a rich person. Rich children were considered to be sampatti at that time. That's why people earlier they used to have a lot of children because children were considered as sampatti, assets. These days it is not like that. So this Bahulashwa had a lot of horses, and that's why his name was Bahula. And both of them are great devotees. One is this poor Brahmana, Shrutadeva, and Bahulashva, a rich person. Both of them were great devotees of Krishna. Once Krishna sent a messenger from Dwarka to this place where both of them are residing in the same place. And this messenger goes and tells Bahulashva that Krishna is coming and visiting you. And he tells Shrutadeva also Krishna is coming and is visiting you. Both are very excited. And then when Lord is coming in his chariot, this Bahulashwa, he has arranged a big welcome ceremony with so many big chariots and horses and beautiful women dressed in so many jewels, and they have bought so many all auspicious items in their hands, and music and all those things are ready. Krishna is coming in a chariot and everything is ready here. And there Shrutadeva, he has nothing. He has just one copper vessel which he takes, pours some water, that itself becomes a Purna Kumbha. Whenever a great person comes, they do this Purna Kumbha. They chant a lot of auspicious mantras, and the Purna Kumbha is bought so that the guest can touch it and get benefited from the Lord. So he gets this Purna Kumbha, that's it, and little Tulsi garland. He brings a Tulsi garland, and that's it. Shrutadeva also comes there too because he knows with some of his shishya, some of his students, he comes chanting the mantras. That's it. Now, Krishna, when he comes to this place, he very nicely talks to Bahulashva, he talks to Sutadeva. Both of these devotees are inviting Krishna, please come to my place. Now, all the praja there, the people there standing, they are thinking and they are wondering, where will Krishna go now? Krishna will go to the rich person or to the poor Brahmana? They are all thinking where to go. And that is when Krishna says, okay, Bahulashva, come, I'll come with you. And he goes to the palace of Bahulashva. And there, Bahulashva makes the Lord sit on a great throne bedecked with jewels and all expensive stones and amazing food and music and all this, whatever best possible things he could offer, he offered everything to Krishna, Bahulashva. And Krishna was thoroughly enjoying everything he was enjoying. And then after a while, Krishna says, okay, now I need to go. And then, with very respectfully, Bahulashva takes Krishna back to the place where his chariot was parked. And then, as Bahulashva is holding the hand of Krishna and he is taking him there near the chariot, Bahulashva is seeing that there is another Krishna in the front. Now he is thinking, where is another Krishna coming from? And he sees next to him there is Shrutadeva. So what had happened was when Krishna went with Bahulashva, another Krishna went to Shrutadeva. And they were thinking that, oh, Krishna is personally coming with me. And when this Krishna was taken by Shrutadeva, Shrutadeva also made him sit not on a throne, but he had that one simple cot there. And Krishna sat there. And this Bahulashva, continuously he started chanting, offering wonderful prayers, prayers after prayers, Vedic mantras. And what he gave to eat? Simple, some dry coconut and little water. That's it. He offered him that nice tulsi garland that was accepted by Krishna. And then when he's coming back, now Bahulashva is helping Krishna to get on the chariot and he's seeing this another Krishna. And Shrutadeva was also saying, thank you, my Lord, for coming. And then he's also, both of them are seeing that there are two Krishnas now. While they were climbing the chariot, there were two Krishna, but when Krishna sat on the chariot, there was only one Krishna. So Krishna actually divided himself into two and he went with both of them. So he accepted the offerings of each one of them. See, this is how the Lord reciprocates. The Lord is very kind. So Shrutadeva, why I mentioned, because he could offer all the Vedic knowledge that he had back in glorifying the Supreme Lord. So that is how Patra means we can also offer the wonderful Vedic studies that we are doing. So, so many meanings can come up here. And sometimes Patra also refers to uh, that which moves. For example, a vehicle. You know, Patra also patra iti patihi iti patraha means but one that carries you from one point to another point. Also, it is called as vahana, a patra. So, when you actually consider this body is a vehicle. Many Upanishads, we have seen that how this body is compared to a chariot. What is this body doing? It is helping the soul to move from one point to another. When we actually offer this body itself, which is patra again, in the service of the Lord, that is actually offering patra. So Vahana is also called as patra in Sanskrit. You can offer actually a patra like this also to the Lord. So wonderful it is. So these are, Krishna has amazing ways of reciprocating with each of us. There is no one fixed way. There are simple ways through which we can please the Lord. Very simple ways through which we can please the Lord. And Pushpa. Now, Pushpa means just like Patra refers to Vahana and the body, Pushpa also refers to the sattvic thoughts. That blossom. Pushpa means what? The flower should blossom, right? Then it becomes very beautiful. So similarly, when you have good thoughts, and when you actually have good thoughts, you blossom. Your mind becomes so peaceful, and you also know that when your mind becomes so dull and you are very unenthusiastic, because certain thoughts will make you very depressed, and there are some thoughts which will make you enthusiastic. So when you have those wonderful sattvic spiritual thoughts in your mind will blossom. So when you offer your body, you also offer the pushpa of your mind. That mana pushpa also can be offered to the Lord. So this is how we are supposed to include everything and offer everything to the Lord. Pushpa, from the yogic perspective, there are different types of pushpa. There are the seven chakras. You must have heard about the seven chakras. The seven chakras are also compared to the pushpa, and there is a kundalini. Kundalini is uh, where the energy center within the body. So what the yogis do is they actually kundalini jagrat. They say kundalini jagrat means the kundalini is in the shape of a lotus. So when you actually become spiritual, this kundalini jagrat will happen. It open up, and it will actually stores a lot of spiritual energy, cosmic energy, and all this from Muladhara to your Brahmarandra. Every chakra is totally energized. So when you actually offer this pushpa, the Kundalini, which is in the form of lotus, and the seven chakras which you offer to Krishna, that also becomes pushparpana. That also becomes an offering to the Lord. So wonderful it is. See, so many types of flowers. There are Bhava Pushpa, there is Yoga Pushpa also now. Many things are there. Then Phaleshu. Phala means we know that Karma Phala, we have heard earlier, that anything that you have, any asset that you have, any comfort that you have followers, you have people that glorify you, etc. All these things should be considered to be the and blessing of the Lord, and we are offering back to the Lord all these things which we have received from Him. So that also becomes the phala of getting all these things because of our pious activities, our spiritual activities. We have got this phala. Let me offer back all these things to Krishna. That becomes an offering. Wonderful. So that is phaleshu, and phala can also be in another way. The phala, the fruits of anubhava, experiences, the experiences that we get in our life, good and bad experiences. Many times, that anubhava, experiential knowledge that we have got in our lifetime is also the fruit, right? It's also the phala. Because that phala now helps you to take right decisions. That anubhava, that experience that you have got of good and bad, helps you take right decision. So that also is a fruit. Experience is a fruit. You have eaten now and you know that, okay, I'm supposed to use this phala in an appropriate way now. See, that is also experience. Anubhava is also a fruit that Krishna gives all of us. And sometimes when you learn from others' experiences, that is another sweet fruit that actually you get. So, not that everything I have to experience. Sometimes you can just accept things from others also, from others' activities. So, others' experience. So, that is very interesting. So, that is also phala. And of course, toya. Toya means water. So water means what? The quality of water is it flows continuously. Always it is flowing. So anything that flows continuously is water. So that is the flow of our thoughts, the flow of our smriti. Many times, Toya is also referred to smriti. Just like Anubhava is an experience, Toya can also be smriti. Smriti means memory. Many times we forget something. We want to remember. We are thinking, oh, that word I was thinking. Suddenly, that smriti is gone. The flow is stuck. Memory should always be flowing. Anytime you want, you open it and you should come. Memory should be like toya. It should be flowing. But our memory is not like that right now. You're writing exam, suddenly you get stuck. You're not able to remember. So if you want to remember that smriti, remembrance is there, that memory has to come, then you better actually use that memory in worshipping, in offering that your memory also to Krishna. Okay, remember this wonderful pastime. Oh, today I heard about Bahulashva and Shrutadeva. I heard about Kuchela, about the Sudama Vipra, Viprapatnis I heard. All these stories you remember. When you start remembering like this, automatically your memory will become very powerful. In fact, you start chanting Sanskrit slokas, your memory will become automatically very powerful. It is, I think, even scientific research is being done on this. So anybody who is chanting, all the children who actually learn chanting slokas, their memory is very, very powerful. You see how people, we have seen some videos, children chanting the whole Bhagavad Gita. Small, small children, they're chanting the whole Bhagavad Gita. They remember that memory, that smriti, continuous. The memory is free flowing for them, like water. So all these things we can offer, we can learn, we can understand. So patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. This verse has so many beautiful meanings, and there are many more that we can understand. But we have to also continue and go further. You can imagine if we start discussing all these slokas of the Bhagavad Gita in depth like this. Of course, everybody should have the capacity. I should have the capacity to speak, and you should have the capacity to listen. And that is how we will take a lifetime to understand this Bhagavad Gita. But continuously going forward, we will have to understand the upcoming verses also. So I think in the next session we will go to the 27th verse, but you can understand now that how Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam can give so many deeper meanings. So this itself took us so much to understand. So any questions before we wind up today?
Prabhuji, you explained about the various meanings, and as you said, it is so deep that it is difficult. But when you are talking about, when you are explaining, it's connecting, everything connects. So, if I want to just read more about this particular point, where can I read? How you mentioned about just this verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam.
Yeah, one thing is it really requires you to learn a lot of scriptures. You have to connect a lot of things. See, what happens is that's why I told you that anubhava comes only when you have certain experience. So when you're reading, it's not like you hear first is Shravanam. You yourself have to hear a lot of things. So I also keep hearing a lot of things. But along with hearing, I also read a lot of things. So when you read and then then you see when you suddenly, oh my God, this is something that I had read that I was not getting the meaning. I read now I got the meaning. So like last time in the last session, I was telling you about the punishment that we get, and one of the punishment is you become. The word was chagas. Chagas. I was thinking, what is this chagas? And I think I mistook that to be an insect, and I was still not very satisfied and uh, fully convinced that chagas is actually an insect. Then I was thinking, and then suddenly, while hearing something, I got a meaning that chagas is actually a goat. Sanskrit I could not connect. I didn't get the time to actually cross verify. But so when you start hearing, when you start reading different scriptures, now Ved Vyasa has given so many different scriptures. from Mahabharata to Puranas to Itihasas, when you start connecting these dots, that is when your that holistic understanding of one particular verse from the Bhagavad Gita will come up. It's That's how you need a lot of adhyana, swadhyaya, then you will get a big picture of it. So just reading one sloka superficially, yes, patram pushpam phalam toyam, you may just offer a leaf, flower, all these things. But when you start understanding these different aspects and meanings, and since Sanskrit is such a vast language which has multiple meaning for one word, and then you can connect a lot of things. So little understanding with a lot of reading will come.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Takes
Hare
time.
Krishna.
So that's it for today. And actually, tomorrow, Kaushik is coming to meet. He's come to India from California, so he said he wants to meet. So he's coming tomorrow. So we'll be meeting for the first time. We never got connected personally before, but it was all through online. But he's come to India and he said, Prabhu, I want to meet you this time. So he said he's in Bangalore today, so he's coming tomorrow. He's meeting me, and I'll let you know what we will plan going forward. We'll send you some pictures also. So he's very excited, and in fact, I'm also excited because it was always an online conversation, but first time we are meeting personally. So all of you, please take care. And the I think the third wave was already begun now. So be alert and nothing to worry. Don't wear mask like we have told you earlier. These are all just a big scam that's going on, the medical mafia that is going on. So, but still, out of the generic uh, procedures that government applies to all of us, we need to follow certain rules and regulations. But nothing to worry. Like Krishna has protected in the past, he will also protect us in the future. All right, please take care. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.